perfection is one of the worst things that holds us back as musicians. Growing up, we always heard of these legendary artists, how they spend hours in the studio singing and perfecting it. So you grow up thinking, in order for something to be great, I have to spend hours singing and trying to perfect it. Except, first of all, if it's artists from back in the day, if they're spending hours in the studio, it might not necessarily be from, all that singing. Sometimes they have to put together all the equipment, there's a band, and they're not doing it alone. It's a team of people. If you're just recording you, your engineer, and your producer, that's a little bit different when you're a big artist and you have like 20 songwriters and an entire band. Of course, that takes a lot of time. Also, even if somebody says they're recording for 3 weeks straight, they're probably not singing 24 hours a day for 3 weeks straight. For starters, that's a really terrible idea. But they're probably recording, an entire album. They're also doing shows in between. But us, when we take all that, we get in our heads a lot. We also forget that there are some artists who come in the studio, knock out a song with the first take. Something we were told you have to do 20 takes, which sometimes you do have to do 20 takes to get the right sound. Sometimes you can get the right sound in the first take. There have been artists, who have been said to come in, record it, and go. But because we're so obsessed with wanting to sound perfect, every note, every word, remove all the unnecessary breathing, say it this way and not this way, sometimes we get in our own way. Obviously, I'm not saying don't work on your craft. I mean, you will need to spend, a considerable amount of hours rehearsing, being in the studio, writing, trial and error. But the problem, we tend to get stuck on like one little thing instead of a whole body of songs. And some of the songs that we're gonna put out, they're not gonna be our best work. Every single artist has a song that they wish, maybe I would have sang it differently or not at all. And, that's how you learn. Back in the day, you had a little bit more time in between songs, in between albums, so you had time to perfect it. Today, you are expected to put out song after song after song after song. I mean, we just saw Drake put out 3 albums, and he's one of the biggest artists. When you're doing that, you don't even have time to perfect anything. I'm not saying you sing terribly or you become lazy or you put out mediocre music. No. What I'm saying is we need to get out of our heads because sometimes we just get stuck in this moment. Okay? And some songs, depending on the sound, they're not so much better. They're not so much about if you have the vocal skill versus how you make people feel. You could be a classically trained singer, hit every note right. But if the feeling is not there, you know, versus there are some people who are not the best singers out there. But then when people hear their songs, it makes them feel something. Anyway, I I'm trying to work on myself to not get so caught up in trying to sound, you know, and trying to be a little bit freer, with my artistry. Um, I did put out a song recently called Bounce. Yes, I worked on it quite a bit, a little too much, trying to sound the right way, say the right thing, hit the right notes, appeal to the right people. Uh, until eventually I was like, okay, this is getting too long. Let me just, So, yes, I am a work in progress, trying not to get so caught up. Anyway, the song is called Bounce. It's available on all streaming services. The video is on YouTube. Go ahead, check it out, and let me know your thoughts. I'm really curious about how it made you feel, or if I should have done something differently, or what I did right. Thank you for watching. Comment, like, share, and follow.
Why you talking with no substance? Why you can't read even on Substack? You say men lead. If that's your stance, you need therapy, not a pod. Cause you ask what I bring to the table. Your ass thinking you're broke. You ask but it can't do no chores. Your ass real damn gotta go. Bounce, 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 boy bye. Bounce, bounce, bounce. 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 Bounce, boy bye.